How you doing, everybody? Happy New Year's Eve. I said I'd come on. I wanted to make sure I came on one last time before the end of the year. I wish you all the best. I tried to squeeze it into my very busy day. So what did I do this morning? This is what I just done since 5 o'clock this morning. I got up, went to the gym, got that in, okay. Played racquetball. Then I came home, fed the cows, fed the dogs, fed the chickens, got them all squared away, took the dogs for a walk. Then I took the dogs to 2 towns over because they're the only ones that have a big enough tub to give the dogs their holiday bath. So gave them a great bath. By myself, which was insane. Usually I have my wife with me, but no, she was working today, so I said, you know something, I'm going to go easy on her. Did that. Then we went for a walk around the lake. I wanted to see how the weather was because I was thinking of going fishing this afternoon. It is way too windy. There's no way a bobber is going to be holding up pretty good at all there. So then from there, on my way back, I stopped at HTO, okay, which is our favorite place to get unsweet tea. They call it Sweet Zero, so it has no sugar in it, which is great for my old ass because God knows, being diabetic, you can't do that. Got the dogs out of the car. Got them inside, and then I came here, turned on my computer. I said, let me get the stream done because my ass, okay, wants to go play on that stupid Oculus thing at some point. And here it is. What is it? It is 12:30 already, and I'm just stopping for a moment. But Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you guys had a great holiday. Matter of fact, some things came in for work. I got to go check those. I forgot about that. I could wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 1st. I don't have to do it right away. I don't think it'll make a difference. But knowing me, it'll bother me and I'll have to do it. Little Monk, my brother. Happy New Year, my brother. I swear. You've kept me in gaming. I don't know. You have no idea how much you've kept this channel going. And I appreciate all the hard work that you are putting in on Warhammer Quest. That's why, I do my top games of all time tomorrow. As a matter of fact, you'll see that. So, it's kind of, there's a lot of things on there that I don't think you expect. I only did top 10 games of all time instead of doing 50 and, my updated. Because there are some things that made it onto the list. Some things dropped off. But I think you'll like the list. Shannon, how are you, my brother? What's going on? Happy New Year to you. 1000, Happy New Year's to you. Play it till it hurts. Hello, how are you? Hope you guys are all just, I'm pooped. This is supposed to be my vacation. Yesterday I had the grandkids, all right? So, because my wife wanted to work Monday and Tuesday, so we can have Wednesday through Sunday off, and I go back to work on Monday. And, we spend some time together. So, my daughter-in-law was working, and she said, well, you're off. Is there any way you can help me out? I said, yeah, sure. I could watch the kids. Inside, I wanted to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Because watching a 5 and 3-year-old, it's not the easiest thing. So, they wake up in the morning, and I tell them that I decided to go full military mode on them, okay? I let them know. Oh, do you know Pop-Up can change? Oh, really? What can he change into? Well, if you guys aren't good, Pop-Up can become a real monster. And they both looked at me. Huh? So I came up with this thing and I said, okay, today we have all kinds of missions to do, full military mode. And they're like, huh? I go, yeah, we've got all kinds of missions to do. So the first one, I go, you have to eat your breakfast and you have to get dressed. So we can go and do the other missions. Okay, all right, great. They get themselves dressed and everything. They get all prepped up for the day. And then I go, the second thing, we got them into the car. I go, okay, now we got to go on the second mission. They go, what's that? I go, well, we're going to the dump. We had garbage that we had to throw out. So we went to the dump. They'd never been to the dump. Then after that, we went, third mission was because I take the dogs for a walk every morning down at the park, and there's so much sand in my car. So we went down to the car wash, and we got it all vacuumed out. And I vacuumed them. They thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And then third mission, we had to go to the gas station. We had to put gas in the car. So we got gas in the car. And the fourth mission, they wanted to find out if the mac and cheese place is open. It's a barbecue place that is on the other side of town. And I said, I wasn't sure. I go, we'll drive over there. So we drove up there. They were closed, so they were upset because they wanted to have mac and cheese. So the next thing we went to was Culver's. Now, some of you have Culver's, some of you don't. So it is a Wisconsin burger place, burger joint, and they make these butter burgers, and they're just great. It's kind of like a smash burger in a way. So went and had the kids meal there. They had the kids meal. They ate I gotta find out what internet I'm using. Hold on. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. I'm not using the other one. All right, so we had the butter burgers, and the kids meal come with, you can get ice cream. They have custard. So they were all excited about that. So they had custard. And they thought that was the greatest thing in the world. So then our next mission was we have to go home and take a nap. So they took a nap. Pop-Up took a nap too. Closed his eyes for a few minutes because they tire you out. Then when they got up, they helped me because we had gotten a couple of really cool games from our friends over at Columbia Games. Now, those guys are geniuses. If you don't know these guys at all the way I know them, they're just great. The 50th anniversary of Quebec, 1759, a great game. And boy, what a version this is. So they sent that, so we made it fun, and what I did is there's 50 blocks that have to have stickers on. So I would put the sticker on halfway, and I would say, you got to make sure that the sticker's on real good. So I would give one block to Emery, the other one to Robbie, and they would rub them down and get the stickers on real good, and they'd make little they would stack them a certain way, the colors a certain way. So we did that box, and then I said, Papa, can really use your help. Because putting stickers on these blocks drive me insane, especially if you ever had to do command and color or anything like that. So the next one was a game that looks glorious, and it's Alliance multiplayer Napoleonic war game. It's from 1 to 7 players. Yeah, you're gonna want to check this out from my boys, Columbia Games. You'll see a review for that probably next week, at the end of next week. I just want to give it a little bit more of a go. So we got all the stickers on. There's like 120 stickers, and got those on. So we got them prepped up, and when we finished doing the stickers, and they sat there good for 2 hours and putting stickers on, and we were talking, they said, oh, this is so much fun, Pop-Up, because they would take and stack them and do different things with them and everything. And then we put everything away. And then their dad had finished. He's going through a lot, so we tried to give him some time to rest. But he was ready to take care of the kids, so he took over. And then I was done for the day. Then the Queen came home, got them all set for bed and everything like that. No problem. I had it all figured out. But really cool. And then last night I started play testing both these, so I can make a good video on them. So I'm going to give them a couple more days. I'm going to play with them. But what a great company. We overlook Columbia Games a lot of times for all the things that they've done. They have done some really. You think they're simple games, but take I think it's The Last Spike. It received an award from Mensa. These guys are really smart. They make smart games. They make games that are easy to get to the table and play with a numerous amount of ages. And as I was going through this, I go, as simple as it may seem, there is a complexity that just fits perfectly here and really does a nice job. So, really, really two great games from a great company, great people. They've always been nice to the channel, and I can't thank them enough, for their support, of course, especially when things are really tight here. For them to reach out and say, hey, Rob, do you want to take a look at these two? Of course I do. Of course I do. Because I've got a bunch of stuff from them. Hold on. Oh, God, what the heck's that one that I lose my lunch over that I really like? Okay. Okay, there's one there. There's 4 there. Of course, I can't see the names because they're turned sideways where they just say Columbia Games. All right. Never mind. It is the fantasy one. Hold on. I'll show you how we'll solve this. Because we're going to talk a little games here anyways. See, they did all the work. I'll tell you, when you can make it fun and have them do the work for you. Oh, here we go. The playbook. You turn prepping the game into a game itself. That's pretty cool, especially with them. And the Douglases are just incredible, anyways. All right, so Last Spike it was. National competition winner, Mensa Select. They got an award from there. They got a seal of approval from the Dice Tower. Again, Tom taking care of it. They got this Pacific Victory that I'm going to have to pick up. I don't have that one. Then they have Slapshot, the legendary card game of ice hockey lunacy, which it's 3-6, so it wouldn't fit my channel, so I'd probably let that one go. The other one I'm looking forward to that they're supposed to do is High Colonies. Julius Caesar is a great game. Richard III is good. Harn's World is their medieval RPG fantasy, which is really interesting, which he developed himself. There it is. Wizards and Kings. I love that game. I absolutely love that game. I just couldn't think the name of it. I've got all the things. Victory, I have that. I do need a couple of these expansions. And then I have Victory in Europe. Combat Infantry. Eastern Front is one I really liked. Athens and Sparta. Another good one. They just have a ton of great games that, when you talk about kind of entry level but not too entry level, I mean, they really just hit it out out of the park. We got a lot of happy. I don't want to see about my virus and threat protection. It got in the way of my chat there. Brandon Phoenix says Happy New Year's. Well, Happy New Year's to you, my brother. Malgamus, Happy New Year's. He loves some Culvers as well. Wow, you got that. Awesome. Yep, thank you. Happy New Year. I put the glasses on so I can read things, and then, if it's too far away. 2532, Happy New Year to you too, my brother. Never dealt with stickers like that, but I did sleeve over 1,000 cards last night. That was fun. Yeah, it's a good time, right? Ryan, how are you, my brother? Howdy. Happy New Year. Milano Escato, Happy New Year to you. Morpho, Happy New Year. Boy, everybody popping in. That's nice. That's a nice thing. Somebody suggested I should do an updated 2024 top 10 space games. Well, it'll actually be 2025. So I'll be the first one of 2025. So I'm gonna shoot that this Sunday. What else was I gonna shoot this Sunday? I've been doing a lot of older games. Somebody wanted to know how I rank the D100 dungeon. So I might do that, Derek. I'm doing a couple of videos on some old games. Feudal. This is an old Siege and Conquest game from our good friends. What year was this? I think it was 67. Let me find out. 1967. There you go. I remember. It was the 3M company that did this one. I thought it was actually, it's a 3M bookshelf game. It was very, very different because it was kind of ahead of its time because it had miniatures in it, and then you got the game board here. All right, oldie that we need to check out and talk about a little bit. We're going to be looking at Eldrick, of course, another old Avalon Hill game, and then you really can't do much unless you put Gladiator in there as well. So, that's going to be some of our older games that we're going to be taking a look at, which I'm thrilled to cover. So you'll be seeing that, a couple lists, and then, just taking things as we come. We got, getting the new year off to a pretty good start. Like I said, trying to figure out, what I want to do. My 10th year anniversary of doing this is March 30th. So, new year, kind of take a deep breath, see what we want to do this year, or if we want to do anything this year, and kind of plan things out. Whether, I like to do the convention circuit one last time. I'd like to come see a lot of you and shake hands and, hug it out a bit. Somebody, I forgot how I put it or whatever, but, I was talking about how meeting people is very uncomfortable for me. I can never understand why anybody would want to meet me, I'm going to address that, Derek, and that's a great question. It's not a question, but a great statement, and I want to talk more about that. And Sunday, I kind of was like, I gave the example of John Byrne and Marv Wolfman, two different variances on meeting a couple of people that meant a lot to me. One, it was very, very positive, and and then the other, they said you should never meet your heroes because, you always feel disappointed. And I've only had one bad experience, and that was Marv Wolfman. Especially when, you're a young kid, you had problems reading. You guys know I have a problem saying certain words and stuff like that. Um, Part of it is I have a hard time hearing myself talk because this ear I don't hear out of it. Um, so I kind of I chop words up, and I get tongue tied a bit. Um, it's very self conscious, but I still come on here regardless. I don't care. Um, I have something to say, and I think I speak well enough where I can get my point across. It's not perfect, and there'll be, of course, every game's got to have some weird ass name. Oh, Malagdodonum, something like that, and you go, where'd you come up with this word? What does it even mean? It can never be, you just can't say, hey, early early Canada. Now it's back, right? What was the last thing I said? Should have it back. Okay, should be back now. Okay, cool. All right, there we go. All right, I'm not going to touch anything. There we go. Oof. Stupid channel. It's coming and going. Yeah, there's something wrong with the cord over here. I'm gonna have to replace it. You were talking about weird names of games. Yeah, and like I said, what I was talking about was my heroes. Out of the three I got a chance to communicate with, two were nice. One was just brushed you off, and you always remember that. So when I go to conventions, I never want to be the negative guy because I know how bad it hurt. Here you are, a small, kid that you want to say how much something means to you, and it does mean. You created something that helped me in my life, and they just go, yeah, whatever. And then other people you just admire, and you try to, Jim Zorn was a hero of mine. Now you got to remember, I grew up in Connecticut, not Seattle, and to be a Seahawk fan in Connecticut in the 70s and 80s was like the weirdest thing on the planet, because first of all, you couldn't find a shirt. There was no internet that you can go pick up a shirt. You couldn't. If you found anything, everything was Giants, Patriots, and Jets, and or the Raiders and Cowboys. There you go, and that was the whole thing. The popular teams, if you were a fan of some weird team, you weren't going to find it in Connecticut, even if you went to sports stores and stuff like that. But I had written a letter to Seattle and saying, hey, I live all the way out here and I'm a big fan, and I was wondering, could I get an autograph, from Jim Zorn, who was my hero. I was a quarterback. I was left-handed, so this guy was like Superman to me. And he wrote me back this wonderful letter, and I got this autographed picture from him, and I will never forget it as long as I live. I still have it tucked away. Matter of fact, do I have it over there? Hold on. I'm going to look. I'm going to disappear for a second. Hold on. Watch out. God damn it. All right, I'm back. All right, hold on here. So, WrestleMania was here some years back, and I took my friend. We went to WrestleMania, so I got the big thing. And that weekend, yeah, I keep all my autographs here. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin autograph twice. One for each, my daughter and my son, because they loved him back then. The guy who played Davros, I got his autograph. I gotta frame that at some point. I keep everything in this program. One of the doctors, to Robert, from Sylvester McCoy. He was a very nice man. Ric Flair. Got his autograph. He was pretty nice, surprisingly. And I don't overwhelm these guys. I was a big Four Horsemen fan. Loved wrestling. And I got Lex Luger. Excuse me, Lex Luthor. J.J. Dillon. Got his autograph that weekend. Okay, put that over there. I got Double A, Arn Anderson, and Ric Flair. Had them sign them both that. My wife got this one for me. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. So I put it in here with it. This is signed by Stanley, and my wife bought it for me. I hate Stanley. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, because I think he ripped Jack Kirby off beyond belief, but she had him sign that book. But on the back, this is from oh God, has to be 1980. He signed this, and I still have it. Rob, best wishes, Jim Zorn. My hero. What else do I got here? A couple poster cards. What's this here? Yeah, because we went to WrestleCon, yep. Tully Blanchard, so I have all the Four Horsemen. The only guy I was missing was Ole Anderson. But that's alright. I got a majority of them all. The most important one is Arn Anderson, who's my favorite. My favorite. Put this up over here. Put that away. So, oh, and back here I've got autographs and stuff like that. I'm not a guy to go get autographs and stuff like that, but it's kind of funny. Graham, Happy New Year to you as well. But it's kind of funny because, I would take my daughter to these comic conventions, MegaCon is a huge southeastern. It's as big as Dragon. Well, it's not as big as Dragon Con, but for Florida and the South here, like what's Abyss. Like with Stanley, I would say the same thing with Dave Amison with D&D. Really? I don't know this Dave Amison. But Stanley, like, all he did was he didn't know anything that was going on. I've listened to documentaries and things like that, and what he did to Jack Kirby, I think, is disgusting. Jack Kirby was brilliant. I mean, if you read some of his works, like New Gods, it's like everything else. You get to a certain age and you kind of lose it. Oh, Gary Gygax got all the praise. Oh, okay, all right. Okay. But Dave was the workhorse. Got it. It's... I'm a big Kirby fan. There's one book, and I can't remember. I think it was Tales of Suspense, maybe, I want to say 78 in there, where Iron Man was fighting the Submariner. And the first half was drawn by Dick Ayers, or George Tuska. I'm not sure which one. But, the art, I never liked their art too much. Okay. It was very flat. I think it was Dick Ayers. And then in the middle of the book, in the middle of the fight, Jack Kirby finished the story. And the fight was like unreal. All of a sudden, the pages just come alive. He just had this thing. And he could tell story. I mean, his Thor stories, his Thor action was as good as Walt Simonson's work. And I just absolutely loved the stuff that he did on Fantastic Four, Galactus. Oh my God, that trilogy that he did. The time Doctor Doom stole the powers of the Silver Surfer. That was another one that it was just jumped off the pages. There were just so many instances of that, and he never got the credit. The New Gods, the work he did there, by the time he, because he got shafted and he left Marvel, and then he went to DC, and by then people, you fall out of favor. It's kind of weird, but now you look at that work. You look at the New Gods, you look at Olmec. And some of the other stuff that he created, and you go, wow, and they don't make stuff like that anymore. Nowadays in comic books, they make stuff for trying to get a movie deal. That's what it really comes down to, or taking the characters from the movies and promoting them for Disney, so you can do some other stuff. It's I still read comic books, and I'm finding I'm enjoying independence a little bit more. The Sacrificers from Image I really like. Winnie the Pooh, Demon Hunter. Oh my God, I thought that was like the best book. I really did. It was just Captain America. What he did on Captain America. I forgot. Did Jack Kirby do the old 60 cartoon like Captain America and Iron Man? Sure did. No, I think Dick Ayers drew the old. Some of it he did. Some of it he didn't do. Iron Man. The old Iron Man stuff. Everything with transistors and stuff like that. That's when it was just... maybe just because I'm an old fart. And I remember things the old way, there were just so many great books back then. And when you go back and read them now, you go, oh, wow, these stories are so good. Go back and read Tomb of Dracula. Read that whole series. If you can get the trade paperback or something like that, or the omnibus. On the other side here, I got like 1 million comic books. God, I mean, there's just so many things that are just special. I mean, that's the only way you could put it. The old Captain America stories with the Red Skull, the Sleepers. Jack did all that stuff. That was great stuff. Great stuff. And he would crank out the covers that would just suck you in. Then you open up the page and find out somebody else drew it, and you went, oh. All the air went out. And that's how you knew, things were good, The old way is the only way with some things. No, I agree. And but you could take and go a few years later, or more than a few years later, and people that just really like the way Jack did things, like John Byrne, what he did with that Fantastic Four run was incredible. Okay. What he did with Galactus was glorious. Walt Simonson with Thor. There were just people that just did things and did them right. And, God, I had something in my mind and it left me when I started talking about it. But, you go years later and people taking and, honoring these, this guy and just keeping the Marvel Universe a certain way. Now it's a train wreck. Apparently Kirby is the sole reason why the Marvel Universe even exists. I really think so. I got the omnibus of Marvel's John Carter Warlord of Mars series that came out in the late 70s. Great stories, great art. Yeah, it was. It's just so good. I didn't appreciate Conan back when I was young. But, you read John Buscema and Roy Thomas's stories. They were just so good. So good. So good. There was something that Derek said that I wanted to talk about. See, I gotta go back now. Is that before I lost sound? I think so. Hold on. We were talking, the older games. And we can kind of segue into the older games a bit, because if you really think about it, games are so overpriced right now. There's a game that is, I checked the miniature market list, okay? I'm going to tell you what you get. Now, I don't know anything about this game. It may be a great game. But I just want to give you an example, okay? Oops. It just goes, if you are popular... Oh, what the heck am I doing here? Okay, there we go. Matthew, happy anniversary. Happy New Year's, my friend. Hold on here. I just got to go on here. So let's go to the miniature market and talk about some of the new things that have come out. Okay, whoa. All right, there we go. Okay. Pam Pero, okay, is $120, okay? So I click on this game, okay? It's a game about windmills. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. With no natural resources and not wanting to rely heavily on import energy from its neighboring countries, the government of Uruguay has set forth the incentives to improve the generation and distribute power throughout a nation. Sounds pretty interesting. Okay, it's different. Here's what you get for $120. A 1 through 4, you can play 1 through 4 players. Game board, 4 game mats, 4 company mats, 4 dual layer grid boards, 1 dual layer sole grid board, wooden tokens. You get these towers. You get some money tokens, a rule book, 4 player references, solo rule book, a bunch of tiles, almost like 90 tiles. That's for $120. Okay? When I can get the same thing out of something that I can order on eBay from 30 years ago and get pretty much the same experience for maybe 15 to 20 bucks or maybe 40 bucks. It's just weird how it works out. How'd you do?
I'm alright.
You alright?
Yep.
You need some help?
No, I'm all set.
I should be out there shortly. You didn't try to take it off the truck?
No.
Alright. He's trying to push along. SETI, search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Now this is supposed to be a really, really hot game. $70. Alright, what do you get here? Oh, what the frig, this stupid thing. Here, there we go. Alright, so you're searching for life. End game bonuses, income, multi-use cards. It doesn't even break down what you get inside the box. Okay? But these games are like insane with the prices. Okay? When you know, I've been able to find games at a decent price. And you know, full 4X game, Elric. Okay? You know, you get 2 hours of play. I think I paid $8 for it. I'll spend money on a good game, but windmills for 120, I bet it was made in China for 30. Exactly. But you know, now they're saying there's this, there's that, you know, and you know, I get it, but you know, at the end of the day, you want to support these companies and this, that, and the other, and I get that. But are they going to worry when somebody comes to repossess your car and you ain't got the money to pay for it? Are they going to worry about if your electricity goes out in the middle of winter or your pipes freeze and you got to have somebody come out and you barely got money for milk and everything else, necessities that you need? Okay? So what are you supposed to do? Work your entire life, okay, like a dog, okay, just to kind of survive? There has to be purpose, okay? You have to have an end game. You have to have a reason, okay? There's got to be something. You know, maybe you make that extra money, you know, because you love somebody more than anything else in the world and you want to take care of them, and that's your passion. But, you know, also, you've got to have some kind of entertainment to make it all worthwhile. Why am I killing myself? Okay? You know, I would like to get that game. What happens if you can't afford it, you know? And you're killing yourself and you're working 60, 70 hours. It's demoralizing. So, you know, it's I mean, there has to be a way to enjoy some of the things, and you know, there are ways, and I'm trying to show people, you know, hey, here's a game that you could pick up for $20, $30. There's a ton of them on eBay or on the aftermarket and stuff like that. Yeah, it's 30 years old, but you can have a lot of fun with this. Carrier Strike. That's a great game to pick up, and you're not going to pay a lot of money for it, but you're going to get a ton of game out of it and have a great time. You know, and pointing out some of the older things where, you know, if you had what happened to me this year, where you dropped a ton of money, okay? I did. I dropped a ton of money on certain games, and I went, oh my God, what a waste. I mean, I was better off setting the money on fire and dancing around it and, you know, with a soccer ball. I just, it was a head scratcher for me. It really, really was. Let me read some of these comments. By the way, Justin. Justin, hope you're feeling better. He's having a tough time, but we're getting there. I've been helping him a lot. I played some big, heavy games in the past. I bought Frostpunk. Boy, the setup cooked my brain. I have that sitting there, and it's overwhelming for me. And I'm trying to find balance where, a game can drive you from gaming. A game can drive you from gaming. I've played. Oh, okay. Don't wish to make it political, but you have my sincerest sympathies with the upcoming tariffs board game price increase. You don't know if that's going to happen. Until it happens, and it wouldn't even affect you till almost the end of next year. So, I mean, that another myth. But, I don't, trust me. I know a few things. It just, it's amazing what we do to each other. How we split each other apart. Oh, God. That's a whole nother subject, but today's not a day for political crap. Starman, happy New Year, Rob. Wishing you and yours a healthy, speedy, comfortable recovery. Happy and a secure 2025. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate that. Modern board games don't give you value for the money you pay. Exactly. It has nothing to do with tariffs, has nothing to do with China, has nothing to do with doing it here in America. It is, the industry's taking a weird turn. The economy is a mess. People want to throw sand on it and this, that, and the other. But I don't care who's in office. Okay? And it's not about Republican, Democrats, or anything like that. We are a mess as a people, and our government doesn't care, and they want us this way because they don't. All they're about is making money. You hope that things change. We'll see. There's good people on both sides of the floor. There really are. There really are some great people on both sides, and if we just came together, I've said this a million times, as a people, it'd be a better situation. Speaking about board games, great news for us store owners and gamers in Argentina. Oh, that's right. Dever acquired Makito Games, so maybe we're going to get their games here in South America. Well, that'll be good. Paul Watson, how are you? Gotta go. Have a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. But wow, this, we started off with just, hey, happy New Year, and I've had a busy day, and we've talked about games, we talked about comic books. We didn't even start talking about my MetaQuest 3 headset that I've had glued to my head at night. I hope you're keeping with Rob. I hope you're keeping well, Rob. I have COPD, and about a week before Christmas, I caught the flu and ended up in the hospital for a week on a ventilator. I'm on the mend now. Well, thank God, John. Thank God, because a lot of times you get on that ventilator, you don't come off that ventilator. Boy, thank God you're doing all right. You're doing better. Glad to hear it. Aquinas, Happy New Year, Rob, to you and your family, and God bless you all. Well, God bless you too, my friend. I hope you and your families just have a wonderful time. Headset, you went back to PC gaming? No, I got the freestanding. I do play PC games on the PC, but they're the MS-DOS stuff. I play a lot of, and I play my Steam stuff on there too. But I have a Steam Deck. But my wife got me for Christmas the MetaQuest 3 virtual reality headset. Oh my god. I've been, see, Meta Horizon. It's Frosty and Meta. I've been fishing on the VR fishing, and you could play with other people. I've been playing Golf Plus. I've been playing walkthrough golf. I found a baseball game that I've been having a good time. Exodus is awesome. It sure is. It sure is. What else am I playing? I haven't even started with some of the dungeon games. I've been kind of pushing that aside. I've been playing a lot of sports game. I played some pickleball. Yeah, they said there's a 50% success rate on ventilators. Man, you flipped the coin the right way. You flipped the coin the right way, and God bless you. I'm glad you're doing all right. Jeez. Yeah, what else have I been playing? Oh, I just sit there and fish sometimes. Just look up in the sky, have my pole in the water. Not caring the world. It's amazing how you can get sucked into some of that stuff. Or, I'm playing golf courses, and I'm kind of like looking around going, yeah, this is alright. This is good. Like, it's real windy today. I took the dogs for a walk, and we were walking around the lake that I normally fish. And I said, well, let me check it out, see, I'll go this afternoon, and that'll be fun. Excuse me for a second. Well, I'll tell you right now, it was windy as anything. There's no way my bobber was going to be sitting there. And I hate when it gets windy like that because we got a different front coming in. Tomorrow's going to be cold. Like today, it's going to be 77. Tomorrow, it's going to go down. It's not really going to be cold, but it's going to go down to like 65. For Florida, that's cold. So that front comes in, and then you get that wind on that lake, and then everything's too rough to fish. So, like Thursday will be good, So maybe I'll do a little fishing then. I remember a few years ago you were playing half a dozen dungeon crawlers on Steam. Still doing it. Thanks to my boy Little Monk, I just play Warhammer Quest all the freaking time. I have like a month's taped stuff in honor of my boy there. I was going to play it over the holidays, but we're waiting for the doctor because I know I'm going to have to take some time away from this when he starts getting his radiation. And, it's going to be a little bit more on us. So I'm not going to be able to tape stuff. So I got all that stuff in the canister, and I'm kind of like, let me hold on to this because I can play this while I'm dealing with all the stuff that he's going through. I was streaming DOS games, December events, so great games like Eye of the Beholder, great game. Shadowcaster, great game. It's on the Xbox as well. Quest for Glory, fantastic game. Let's see. I'd rather have tariffs on board games than not be able to afford groceries. Good point. I fish from the shore here in the UK or from a pier. Yeah, we have a giant it's like a city, it's a lake walk. And there's a whole thing that we sit on and we fish from. I'll tape it one of these days. Matter of fact, I just put up a. Oh God, did I get them? Did I get the lake in there too? I'm gonna put up a video tomorrow. Matter of fact, tomorrow morning. that'll show me taking the dogs for a walk around the lake. So I'll put that up. It'll be one of my shorts. So you'll get to see it, because you kind of sit on the brick wall and you fish from the brick wall, especially with all those alligators in there. You know, you kind of don't want to be around the alligators. But God, it's crappie season and I love fishing. Oh God, I love fishing. So there you go. All right, how long have I been on? Oh, an hour, just like I planned. Good job. I got a lot of things to tape. I'm going to do that on Sunday, though. Tomorrow, top 10 of all time. There was something else on Friday. And then a bunch of new stuff on next week. So, we got, last year, midway, I decided to cut down to 3 videos instead of 6 a week. Well, actually, it's 4 videos a week. From 7. Excuse me. And it's funny because now you have all these things spaced out. And in between, I put some shorts at the times, with the farm. I try to give you a good variance of everything going on, in my personal life as well as in my gaming life, and I try to do my best. And I hope next year that, I have another good year of just doing that. In the last year, the channel's died quite a bit, and that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings or anything like that. And I really just enjoy doing this right now. And, we had a lot of people retire or shut down their channels a lot. And then, new people come in, and, I've been around for, it'll be 10 years in March. And you kind of go, wow, that's a heck of a run for something, over 5,000 videos, 10 years, over 20,000 followers, it's something to be proud of and not go, oh, I don't have enough or this, that, and the other. A lot of people don't get past, a couple thousand or a couple hundred, they just don't connect with an audience. And I've been very blessed with the audience that I've had, and I've been very thankful over the last year. All of you that are here, and here we are on the last day of 2024. And, I hope 2025, I get to come see you guys, whether I go to the UK festival where I want to meet Ricky Royal and spend some time with him, a guy that's been, a hero and a friend at the same time. I like to go to Gen Con one last time, meet a lot of you that go, or go to Board Game Geek in the fall next year, or spring. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. But, a lot of you go there. A lot of you go to, different conventions, and just like to get out and say, kind of thank everybody one last time, because I'm getting a little bit too old for these convention things. And I just like to go one last time, meet some people, just see things for one last time, and then, kind of figure out, where I fit. And, you never want to be that guy that jumped the shark, and there's quite a few of them out there that keep going that are just, kind of cringy, at best. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to think, how do I put this without sounding like a schmuck? You just don't want to think you're more than what you are, And, if it gets to a point where, you've done your best and people move on, some of the best shows in the world all sign off, whether they sign off at the highest point or, it just gets to the point where they, the old saying, they jump the shark. Nothing lasts forever. And you just got to know the jumping point. You know, being an ex-paratrooper, you got to know when to jump. And I think sometimes that's hard, pulling the cord, because so many of you mean so much. Little Monk and the preachers, the Johns, the Abysses. I can go on. If I start naming names, I eventually miss somebody and I feel horrible. But all of you here today, all of you that'll watch this in the future, I can't tell you how much it has meant to me each and every year that I get to this point and I think, wow, what a year. I made it another year. And I just want to keep giving everything I got, and someday I'll take that walk. We'll just see when, and just do the best we can. I think that's the best thing. John wrote, I had non-Hodgkin lymphoma back in 2010, and that is when my COPD started. I had radiation treatment and chemotherapy. Dear God, that's a lot to go through, brother. And you still keep facing life. That's amazing. I'm from the UK, so I only do one board game con per year. UK Games Expo, I do a few more miniature cons, as I'm mainly a military miniature war gamer. So am I. Play till it hurts. Happy New Year's, my brother, to all when it comes. And, again, I would like to go meet the people over in the UK that have supported the channel. So I'd like to go to the UK Expo at some point and just say hi and thank everybody the best I can. Even though, it's a very uncomfortable thing for me to meet people. It's not that I don't like meeting people. It's just I don't ever want to disappoint anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. I want people to have a good experience, when I talk to them, and hope that they understand how much they've meant to me in this channel over the years. And it's been a long time. This channel has meant a lot to me because it's helped me therapeutically through some very tough times. We've talked about my mom, my family, and some of the other things that have gone in my life, and you guys have always been there, and I've been very thankful. So another year by 2024. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope you have a wonderful night. And of course, tomorrow, start off the year fresh. Take a deep breath and face it like we face every new year that comes into our lives. One step at a time, one footstep in front of the other. And, just appreciate the things each and every day and feel how blessed. And remember, tomorrows aren't guaranteed. They're not. Tomorrows are never guaranteed, so appreciate each day that you get. Abyss, Rob, I wish you the best for you and your family. Thank you for the streams and sharing your life on the farm with us. Well, you're very welcome, my dear friend. It's been my honor. And Zimbo, I'm surprised Veraho hasn't gotten more funding. The game looks fantastic. See, I don't even know about it. Veraho. Sounds familiar. John, yeah, I just finished painting a 10mm late Imperial Roman army for Perdakin's Warband rolls. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I forgot about that game. Thanks for reminding me, Zembo. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Boy, it didn't get that funding that we thought, huh? It was just kind of weird how that haul went down. I thought that game would do a lot better. I think I made a video for it. It was a while ago. Jeez. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That's all we can do. You know, John, one of my favorite games, and as simple as it is DBA. I mean, yeah. Yeah, DBA. The Bellis. I love playing that game. Just taking all the different time pieces and having all the different armies for it and stuff like that. The 15 mils. And just, just having everything in front of you where it's almost like a little chess game. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, that's enough. An hour and 5 minutes. I've got to help him with. He just went and went down to the feed store, so I've got to put all that feed away before it rains here. It's a dungeon crawler and is currently late pledge on GameFound right now. Yeah, I think I did a video for it actually. I think there's a glut of dungeon crawls. Yeah. It could be. It's always like the go-to, the dungeon crawl. Like I came up with a baseball game that I've been talking to Herman about. That it's a little different, and I would like to do something like that. But God, I love Flames of Glory, great game. But I love dungeon crawls, and I'm a sucker for them. And a lot of us are. Just is the way it is. All right. Again, guys, thank you for everything. Thanks for being there. Thanks for another great year. I'm so appreciative. And I look forward. There he is. The God of all things. Herman Luttman. The original Zed. You can't say zombies and you can't without mentioning Herman. At least once. At least once. I don't think they would be as popular if it wasn't for this man here. This glorious human being. In Civil War, I mean, he's the only one that would win it because he's so good at making Civil War games. He's the only one that gets it. Herman Luttman. And I'm gonna while Herman's here for a few minutes. Herman, how are you? Happy New Year to you too. Jonathan, Happy New Year to you and everyone. See, I'm gonna go over a little bit. Here's the way I figured it out, Herman. If we had cards, and made the players cards, okay, but had it where you could do a erasable marker. Everything's a dice roll. Everything's a dice roll. Depending on the hitter's strength, it'd be 2d6 for everything. Now, as your player got better, as he hit a certain average, after a season, if he hit a certain average, he would get a chance to roll on a table to maybe improve his stat. Whether it be fielding or it would be such and such. So say somebody, I had the whole thing worked out. I don't want to give it away too much, but I'm going to write these cards down. And I've got to write him a synopsis on how it works. And the cards, if you had a neoprene map, you could use the cards as base runners. You don't have to, you can have a team fielded, you can have fielders, and they would have a certain rating. And if you rolled on the D12 and say the ball out into right field, and you can call it a single, well, possibly that person can make in and out depending on their power rating. Oh, I like that idea. I need to hear more. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. I know you're busy, but after the new year, I really think it's a deck of cards, and you put out your team and you just D6 it. I mean 2D6, and everything has a certain rating. Say you rolled an 8 and that was a hit to right field. Well, if there is a right fielder out there that has a rating of 9, then it possibly could be an out. They would have to roll. They would have to roll over a 9, which is their defense rating, to make that an out instead of a single. And I mean, there was a certain way I had it, and it just made sense. It was quick, it was fast, and an inning could be 3 rolls, for crying out loud, you know. Or you can get on a hot streak. And there were ways to level up your guys and stuff like that a little bit each season, and then as they got older, they would decrease. You know, depending on how many years that they played or seasons they played. You know, kind of take a little from the old Blood Bowl thing. You know, the death zone, a little bit, not too much, but not make it where, you know, they would have a chance to level up so much that they would be OP. You've got to balance it, and their age would take things away, or maybe, you know, they would be able to level up to kind of break even for another year that they would play, and then eventually you would have to retire them. You know, the players would become personal to you. You know, there was a way to do it, and I was kind of like, okay, all this is a deck of cards and a mat and 2 dice. Boom, baseball. There's a way to do it, and I stole it, and I thought about some of it because I got some of it from this thing I have to show you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can find it in this mess. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So, I found this thing at a market, and it's all here, kind of. Now, if you took some of this and you put it on a card, you know, there were 2 ways to get a home run: snake eyes or double sixes. Now, if you had a certain player, now you had this on a card, more or less, and you don't have to lay it out like this. You can go from, like, you know, anywhere from you know, a certain thing, and you would have the numbers and so forth and so on. But, you know, if you look at this, you roll 2d6. Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. A loose cannon here. Holy cow. Hold on. Let me pull this out. So you put this on a card, and you have a neoprene mat. And each card, it was different, okay? So, for instance here, if I have this thing here, let me open up the little sack here. And I rolled here. See how fast an inning would go. 7. So 5 and a 7. That would be a single. All right. So we have guy on first, no outs. 10. That's a strikeout. So now it's 1 out. See how quick this would go? Alright, let's roll again. Next batter up. 5, 6, 7. Now they're showing that's a 6. Oh, the symbols are different. Okay, that makes sense. So a 5 and a 2 is another single. So we got a man on first and second. You got it. Hold on here. An 8, a 5, and a 3 is a ground out. So that's 2 outs. So you man first and second, 2 outs. 6 and a 4. That's a strikeout. 3 outs. So you left 2 guys on. That's an inning. Boom. Just like that. Abyss. Oh no, Rob is never going to be able to leave. Nope. There we go. I love the statistic sports games. You see, and you can keep track of each player because what the game should come with. And I always believe that you should come with this. is you should have you can, you give them a booklet of score sheets, okay? Just simple baseball score sheets. And you'd write down all 9 players that were going to play, right? And at the end of the game, all I would do is I would laminate that thing, so you only use one score sheet. But you give them 100, and then you laminate one, and then you just clear it off for each game. But you keep track of each player. Okay, he went 4 for 5. Maybe you have another thing, another pad that is for the season-long statistics for each game of the season. I don't know. There's a way to do it. A lot of stats, but I like a lot of stats. That's what makes some games a lot of fun. Is if there's a lot of, especially sports games. Blood Bowl. One of the best things about it is, having a season and being able to play with all, with your friends or whatever, and then, this guy rushed for 15 touchdowns, and, he got 12 star player points, and, this is my guy, and then he got hit by an arc and he died, and it was horrible, and then you feel horrible, you can't sleep for a whole night, and then you have to recreate a player to live in his image, but now your team took a setback, just great stuff. I don't know. I know, I'm never going to leave. All right, now I'm leaving. So I had this big thing, guys, it's time for me to go, blah, 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 have a nice new year. And then I get sucked into this thing. See, now I'm going to mess with this thing. I'm going to play. You know what? I think if I have time tomorrow, I'm going to come on live and play this stupid board. I'll put the camera a certain way, and we'll play one full game, because I think it'll fly by. I'd do it now, but I gotta take care of things. I liked Blood Bowl Team Manager. Good card game, but I'm telling you right now, the original Blood Bowl with all its managerial system was just fantastic. All right, listen, I'm going to go. I love you all. An hour and 17 minutes. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, because we'll keep talking until New Year's, and then, what good's that? Then I'm not going to eat, or any of the other good things that I had planned. Anyways, I love you all. I will see you soon. All right? The best to everybody. Please, if you get a chance, worship Herman Luttman, the great, and make sure that you be thankful for him. I'm sure he's up to no good creating 9 million games. Plum Island, last year came out, I thought, one of the best games of last year. You see, this is where I got screwed up, because I think it came out at the end of 2023, so I couldn't make it in my game of the year this year, because it came out 2023. I couldn't remember when I was making that list. I always do the list flying by the seat of my pants, believe it or not. But that game is so great. It's so good, and it just shows how brilliant this man is. And if you think I'm buttering his toast, no, I'm not. I'm just saying what the reality of life is. All right, enough of that. Oh yeah, lots coming out soon. Yeah, he said he had a lot of games. That he didn't have time for me. I said, okay, I get it. I get it, Herman. I get it. I'm kidding. Herman, have a great New Year. Everybody else, have a great New Year. I will see you all soon. I am actually going to sign out this time. I love you all. We'll see you maybe tomorrow to play a little baseball. Take it easy, everybody. This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.